Hello and welcome to the morning show, teeing off with RevSportz. This is me, Rohan Chaudhary, and we have lots to discuss today. The WPL is going on. RCB back-to-back losses for RCB. We will discuss about on the RevSportz Trailblazers conclave. Yesterday we had Boria Majumdar and Shubhan Chakraborty, and today we have Trisha Ghoshal and Devashish Sen to discuss with us, and also on the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So can we please have Trisha Ghoshal and Devashish Sen on the show, please?
Good morning, Rohan.
Good morning, Trisha. Good morning,
Good morning,
Devashish.
Devashish.
Good morning, Trisha.
Trisha, are you having a good time with the WPL? Your team is not doing that good.
My team?
Our team is not RCB.
No. I'm talking about Gujarat only. I'll come to the yesterday's match. But
I haven't bought any of the teams. Had I bought any of the teams, I wouldn't have been in this show for sure. So while I'm supporting Gujarat, but one good thing about Gujarat is Mithali is not playing. She's the mentor. So the team can lose as much as it wants. Yes, I think WPL has been fantastic because the domestic players are playing. Even if you see Gujarat Giants or RCB, the teams that haven't yet opened their account, the domestic players are still doing well. And, I have been saying this repeatedly, WPL, IPL is all about domestic players. Hence, I'm enjoying yesterday, Kanika Ahuja, huge six. That was lovely, I think. So, in short, yeah, I'm loving it.
Devashish, coming to you, do you have a strong opinion on RCB following the men's counter?
I had always said this. Sorry for interrupting, but after the auction, everybody was like, RCB is an awesome team, all star players, and I was like, yes. They also had Virat and ABD for 13 seasons. By the way, in the men's IPL, I support RCB. So please, I know how painful it is to support RCB.
Devashish, your views?
No. It's too early to make a decision, make a judgment. It's only 2 matches. Let us all accept that it's only 2 matches. So it's about momentum. See, the best thing about this kind of tournaments, IPL or a BBL or a 100 or a WPL, is that it's all about. You win 2 matches, suddenly all of a sudden you might lose one and you might end up losing 3 consecutive three losses at a stretch. So the better RCB regroup, they must sort out their combinations, because I was very impressed with Shreyanka Patil last night, because I was very impressed with her temperament, the way she was going about her shots. The bit of a disappointment with Richa Ghosh. If you go back to the T20 World Cup, there also she did not make a huge valuable contribution as far as the big matches are concerned. Here also the same thing. She has got a start. She was playing good shots, but she couldn't capitalize, because that yesterday's it was a perfect example. If you look at last night's match, that was a golden opportunity for Richa Ghosh to play a blinder towards the end and take that total post 170 odd, because if they had scored 170 plus, things would have been different. But that was not the case. And also initially, as Trisha, I was hearing her and in the review show that they had lost wickets in a heap. So that didn't do a world of good for RCB. But better said let than never, because RCB needs to regroup quickly. Because we all know that it's a 7-match tournament for each team. So the sooner they regroup, the sooner they organize themselves, the better for them.
Trisha, coming to you, you keep on mentioning this. RCB's team has a lot of gap between the big names and the junior ones and the youngsters. Do you think that's a problem? Your thoughts on that?
So far, honestly speaking, everything has been the problem for RCB. So I think I have to get. I will agree with Devashish on one point, that they need to regroup. The players are there. You have the ammo, to be honest. You are just not using them properly. That's all. I mean, in Indian pitches, I have no idea why is the Daniel Van Niekerk not in your playing 11 right from the beginning. And not taking anything away from Sophie Devine, but every team, some foreign player is going to miss out. And there will be big names. You're not going to take too many uncapped foreign players. And there's only one uncapped foreign player, that's Laura Harris. Rest of them are all capped players. And somebody has to miss out, somebody has to sit out, and it's fine. But the point here is how it's affecting your combination. That is important. And as Devashish said yesterday, when Shriyanka was bowling, I thought the fielding positions were not correct. And Smriti as a captaincy, I am someone, Rohan, I have always rated Smriti highly as a captain. I have always rated her higher than Harmanpreet as well. And I have no qualms in saying that. But Smriti is faltering under pressure. I think what WPL will do is will teach these people how to handle pressure, because in WPL it's a franchisee thing. So you will be under pressure. Even I know Smriti Mandana is an iconic player, but when it comes to franchisee, when a Smriti Mandana is under pressure to not only perform, but to ensure that the team also performs. So happens, but it's a 8 game tournament. The problem is it's not 14 like an IPL. That, for example, see, RCB has always lived by the edge, no, in men's IPL. First 5 matches they will lose, and then they will win a stretch of 6 matches. They'll make a comeback, but you don't have that in WPL this season at least. So they have to make a turnaround quickly, get their team combination right, and as Devashi said, once that momentum is for you, then you don't know, you might win all the 6 matches in a trot.
And in the men's
you might
IPL
end
also,
up being at the top of the table.
yeah, we have seen Mumbai Indians, the men's team, losing the opening 4 or 5 matches and then ultimately winning the championship.
That's their strategy. The astrologer has said that's how it works.
And thoughts on the Mumbai Indians team in WPL, Devashish? They have been phenomenal so far.
As I said, for RCB as well, let's not be judgmental.
Too soon to judge.
Yeah, 2 matches, but they have started well. Started the season well, inaugural season. What I was impressed about is the think tank, the involvement of the owners, because both Nita Ambani and Hassan was there for the 2 matches that they played. The Charlotte Edwards, they had some big stars of yesteryears in Charlotte Edwards and Julan Goswami. As you can see, the emotion of Julan in the dugout when Saika was bowling. So, see, these are small things that form a team. It's kind of a family. See, IPL or a WPL, this 1 month is like a family. The team that bonds well will end up winning the tournament. And
Absolutely.
Mumbai Indians has always has that tradition of bonding well, of gelling well. It's all about camaraderie between the teammates, between the each players, and that is what the best part of Mumbai Indians is. After the auctions, very few said that everyone was talking about RCB, Gujarat Titans, and Delhi Capitals.
Gujarat Giants.
Gujarat Giants. But see, now you have. Then people are realizing that Mumbai Indians has the potential to go distance in the tournament, because they have
Absolutely.
it's a team stacked with all rounders.
Absolutely. Devashish mentioned about the team bonding. Trisha, coming to you, there has not been much gap between the T20 World Cup and the start of the WPL. So the teams have not got much time to get along with each other. We had Devashish and Boryada on the show before the start of the WPL discussing this. Your thoughts on that?
Yes, of course. I mean, they barely got time to get to know each other, especially, players who haven't played overseas leagues like WBBL or the KPL 100. If you haven't played these tournaments, then you have actually not played in this structure, where there are some foreign big names. And at times it happens, there are a lot of people who will be looking up to a Meg Lanning, Beth Mooney, and you're suddenly sitting there, seeing Beth Mooney sitting right beside you can be very overwhelming. all of a
Absolutely.
sudden. And then to feel, because franchisee cricket is about, say if Debashish and I are in the same team, we are equals. Debashish isn't the legend that he is. While I know he's the legend, so I'll be like, oh, what is happening? So that also can be added pressure, and that is where I feel I have been repetitive, and probably till the end of IPL I'll keep WPL I'll keep repeating that the important part is to handle the pressure, to handle the because I know initially when I used to meet these players, even when I went for my level A, and I'm sitting in a class and I'm seeing Nushin Al Kadir, I'm seeing Neetu David, I was like, oh my god, that was my first reaction, and I almost forgot to catch up on the first class. So that happens, with everyone. But that is where I think the seniors will come into play and be like, it's okay, you get on with the game. Also with
Yeah.
domestic players, I think it will be a brilliant experience. But yes, team bonding by the third, fourth, or fifth match probably that will come. But don't forget, I mean, it's season one. This team obviously will go on to season two, three,
Yeah.
four. So it's perfectly fine to start the season a little late, as long as you can regroup quickly.
Absolutely. Devashi, I'll come to you on the conclave. One last question to Trisha, because we have already discussed with this with Devashish. That do you think that home and away format is needed for the tournament to grow?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Not only home and away. I mean, first of all, there are only two pitches. So eventually,
Yeah.
I mean, two grounds, two venues. So eventually, you know what? As a viewer, my interest will start fading out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it will become very repetitive. The pitches will slow down,
Mm.
and the fun will somewhat go away, because you know that one of the grounds, one of the boundaries is 48 meters. So one of the teams has to win the toss, bat first, hit there. So this becomes very repetitive. What home and away does is, of course, you have a home crowd advantage. People coming in. You will see in all Mumbai matches, there's a lot of people coming in DC
Yeah.
matches, a lot of people coming in. Now you would say, in Mumbai, why DC? Do not forget, DC has a Jemima Rodriguez who has a Mumbai following. But that is not happening with, say, Sneh Rana. That is not going to happen with I mean, there are a lot of players. For example, Shafali. Think of it, if Shafali's match was in her home ground, how many people would turn up? So I think home away format, one, that. The other part also is, Bangalore, for example, I mean, RCB, for example, has done superbly well in Chinnaswamy. So that helps, and I think that makes the league far more interesting, not only for the viewer, for the players as well. You have to adjust to different conditions, the learnings increase. So home and away definitely has to be the future of the WPL, if WPL has to increase and become bigger and better.
And
Absolutely.
let me just add,
Yeah.
there was a sad incident yesterday that happened. Obviously, I was following a tweet from Mohit Shah.
Mohit
So,
Shah, yes.
yeah, the, the male spectators were not allowed until they have a physical ticket with them. Suppose you buy an online ticket, you need to have a physical ticket as well for it to be scanned and be allowed. And that the scanner booth was some 1 kilometer away. So if you
Oh.
want to encourage, it's not about male or woman, female. WPL is for everyone, and it's the first season, so you must encourage everyone to come and watch.
See, this
And
is the problem. This is the problem I had with. I mean, obviously, I didn't have a problem with BCCI, but I have this problem that every time there is a women's tournament, you
Yeah.
make entry free for women. Why do you make entry free for women? Then for every
Mm.
men's series, make entry free for men. Women want equality. We want equality. We are not
absolutely,
asking for special
yeah, spot on,
treatment,
spot on.
and
Because
this is not equality.
this is the
When
first
even
season
if
of our WPL. You want packed stadium with male and female spectators both going
absolutely.
hand in hand together, encouraging the team, cheering the team. You don't want a half-empty stadium. It is not a good advertisement.
So you are trying to tell me, not you as in Devashish, I'm saying, are the authorities trying to tell me that women's game is for women alone
No.
and
Never.
men's game is for men and women and kids? No. But
And
it is going in that direction.
absolutely. And that
My
that that is
friend
what
in
our agenda
Mumbai,
was with the conclave also.
Absolutely.
That
And I got,
women's
the
empowerment
first
not
day when
see
I got to
only.
know, sorry, the first day when I got to know, if you guys remember, that women, don't have to buy tickets, I was very upset about it,
Absolutely.
because I stand all for equality and equal opportunities. Here, women are being deprived of opportunities. Kanika Ahuja hitting a 78-meter six, only women are watching it. Let the men also watch it. Let them also know
Absolutely.
what is women's cricket all about.
Absolutely.
Till
And
then, you make thousands of tournaments, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you market the sport.
absolutely. And as we talk about women's empowerment, it should be inclusive of male and female. We should go by hand
Absolutely.
in hand. And that was our main agenda of the recently concluded Trailblazers Conclave. And coming to that conclave, Devashish, your first thoughts, how did you feel about all the total gala that happened? Yesterday we had Shubhan Chakraborty and Boryada discussing. We had a long chat of 41 minutes. That was the longest uh, session on the show. Your thoughts on the gala that we just
Yeah,
enjoyed?
it's, it gives me goosebumps to come to actually organize such a huge event. Means we were circumspect. I mean, we were a bit circumspect. How will it go? First time, it's such a stature with so many guests. But the moment we one after the other, the sporting celebrities started checking in at the ITC Royal, because I was mm, responsible to capturing all those videos. Trisha was coordinating. You were also coordinating. Rahul was at the airport. So at last, finally, it is happening. It is happening. It's because there will always be that circumspect means with how when you organize such a big event or a big stature means, but then we came out with flying colors. Let me say it was a fabulous event and we showcased to the country means
Yeah,
that if there is a will, there is a way. And led by Buryada, it is his brainchild, it is his concept. Right from day one, and also Trisha in the background, she has been phenomenal with the post editing, the productions, and everything. You and
I'll
I
come
played
to
a
that.
small part, yes, but it
Mama,
has
don't
been
make me emotional.
fabulous. It has been fabulous.
Absolutely.
Devashish
And
praising me, tears in my eyes.
Oh,
No, before
Trisha was
we
telling me,
start saying that,
we are all means what to say, excited, feel proud that we could actually be part of this event.
you
and
know,
we pulled it off
I'll tell you
successfully.
something. I
Yeah.
found what is the most interesting thing about this conclave that we pulled up? We had more athletes and more, sponsors, investors, everything than the employees that we have in RevSportz. That
Absolutely.
number is smaller, and yet we pulled it off. We pulled it off superbly, because let me tell you, my phone was buzzing on fifth evening after the conclave got over, and everybody was like, we enjoyed, loved it. And by the time it was the last session, I remember I sat down and somebody asked me, are you tired? I said, yes, I'm tired, but in a good tired way,
Yeah.
yeah, my walking app showed I had walked about 10 kilometers that day. And it's not easy when you are cute and round like me, but interesting part was, it was satisfyingly tired, to pull it off, to have it. Of course, some technical issues could have been there could have been a lot of problems, but also, it was interesting to see how the athletes have enjoyed. For everyone to go back, put pictures, and they were having fun. Especially the whole girl gang was really having fun. Joshna Chinappa, Rani Rampal, Mehuli Ghosh, Anju Bobby George, they were taking pictures. I remember at one point I had to say, there's another session going on. Can you guys, just wait? And they're like, oh, come on, we have met after so long. To see people interacting like that, they were having
Absolutely.
fun. And as hosts, that's what we want. We not only want them to participate and give us good answers, we also want them to enjoy, to go back and say, oh, I would love to come back to this event because I had fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, we
And that is
also
what.
saw we saw that in the reactions also. Everyone was telling we had a great time. I want this to happen every year. I want to come back to that. They,
One lasting comment that I personally
yeah,
would like to remember is that when the Anju Babi George said that it can be a good study material for for for
Absolutely.
for the next for all the next upcoming stars, the stakeholders, the sponsors, the corporates, the administrators. So these concepts just showed the path. It can be a good study material for up future.
In fact, I'll tell you something interesting. My mom was there, of course,
yeah,
and my mother is a school teacher. So she was suddenly. I noticed she's noting down something, and I was like, "What are you noting down?" And she said, "You know what? What they're saying is very interesting, because there are a lot of people in or a lot of children in school who have no idea about how the sports world works, how the sports industry works." And she said something to the extent which I completely agree. She said, when you were young, like when I was young, um, I didn't know there was something that I could do beyond being a sports person. The sports science part, the sports psychology part, I didn't
the
know.
management part.
The management part, yes. For example, my mom was like, see, an event of this scale needs people who love sports
Absolutely,
and yet know how to manage an event, because everything is not bound by what happens in the books and copies. And when she said that, that is the success of the conclave for me, that people from every industry was touched, people from every industry enjoyed it, and nothing can be bigger and better than that.
absolutely. And you talk about the education part. We did not have to approach them, but the institute approached us to send their students to work for us. They wanted to learn. Yes, absolutely. Such events are the learning curves, and for us also, this was our first time. Our company is 1 year
Absolutely.
old. A company we so many big names on the board, and yes, of course we will do this every year. This is an annual property.
And I was
And coming
glad that
to
Shopnil was found throughout the conclave as well. Because our producer Shopnil tends to get lost in between, even lives. But for an entire day, the moment I called Shopnil, he picked up, he was right there. That showed, our commitment towards the conclave as well. I think we were enjoying, we were working. Every time I went
Absolutely.
and spoke to Debashish, I could see, when I don't know if anybody else has noticed, when there is an interview coming up and Devashish has to take an interview, the way he's gearing up is almost like, a bike starting. Yes, I have to do this. I have studied this. I'm ready with the camera. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Let the athlete come at least. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody was charged up. Everybody was loving it. None of us felt hungry. None of us felt thirsty. Because at one
no,
point, I remember Umakanto uh, told this to me, that you guys, when you come to the office, you are drinking cold drinks all the time. Here there are
absolutely.
three
We did
refrigerators.
not touch a
Yeah,
single bottle of.
what I would like to add is that you for such a big event you need to have role clarity, and everyone, one of us has the clarity of role. What he or
Absolutely.
she has designated, what his role is. It's all we have to do is to carry our role. We were given some responsibility. It's our responsibility to carry
Fulfill
on
that
that, and that is
responsibility.
that is
Absolutely.
what paved the way for such a grand success. Because see,
Absolutely.
we were just a 1 year old organization, and to pull it off in the manner in which we have done, led by Buriada, means it just shows that what dedication, passion, hard work, honesty can do a world of goods in such a big stature, big conclave, and to pull it off. Hats off to RevSportz family.
Absolutely. And when Debashi speaks about this, this reminds me, Joshna Chinappa has said, she said that I had to choose my team, because most other squash players would, like, their country would choose a team for them. But there was no infrastructure.
Yeah,
That's why I couldn't choose my team. I loved how honest the athletes were. I loved how forthcoming they were, and that could be possible because of the environment, and that makes the conclave successful.
absolutely. Devashish, you have been interviewing players throughout the years. You have done lots. but this was something else. Talk to me about those media bites that you were taking and some special. You told about the Anju Babi George one. Can you please share something else also from that touched your heart?
Yeah, obviously, Deepa Malik just speaking about the gender equality. Obviously, what this conclave will do, it will only be a motivation for the upcoming stars as to how to plan out their careers, and say it can be a learning experience for administrators as well. Means Adil Sumariwala was here, Kalyan Chaube was here, the AIFA president. So for them as well to be interacting with the sports stars, sitting next to them and interacting, know their problem, what they are facing, and how to tackle the problem. So it's a bit of a learning experience for everyone. It's not just the sports stars, even for the stakeholders, the sponsors, the corporates, the athletes, everyone. So it's in a way it's a huge thing to have happened, to have such kind of a conclave. Because if you look at this, as Boriada was saying about India today conclaves, obviously they have been on more or less focused on cricket. Their theme is more or less centric to cricket. But we at RevSportz, what we ensured that it's not only about cricket. It's not demeaning cricket in any way. Means obviously we all love cricket. We have that fanboy, the fan in ourselves, because we love cricket like anything. And for me, I am an ardent cricket follower. But then this is not just about cricket as a sport, but also we have other sports as also. So that has been the biggest success, biggest learning thing for me, because getting to know each one of them, say
Support
Deepa
has been
Malik.
given there. But what about the other sports?
I think there
This
has
is
been some
something
technical
at its
glitch.
best.
That is yeah, that is Swapnil at its
This is
best.
something at his
At
best.
his best, he
He
suddenly
wanted to make his presence felt. Well
exactly.
done, Swapnil. Well done, Swapnil
Well done,
Mukherjee.
Swapnil. We now know that you're awake, you're alert. Alert, I'm not quite sure, but you're awake for sure.
Absolutely. And as we talk about developing India as a sporting country, I think this was a very big step towards that. As
Was
Devahi said,
Swapnil switching on the video right now?
no. As Devahi said that it was not only about cricket, but yes, to develop India as a sporting country, it was a great step. And Trisha, you have been working late night, I know, with all the videos that will go today, the
Late
promos.
nights,
No, sorry, whole
early
night.
nights. Yes.
Whole night. Sorry. Give us a special part that you liked of the.
I think Manu Bhakkar. I have not seen Manu Bhakkar speak so much. I loved how Manu Bhakkar spoke about Mehul and Manu Bhakkar both spoke about what we were just discussing about the sporting nation, how to ensure that we get more medals. By any chance, do we have that clip? Because Swapnil did make his presence felt. Swapnil, can we play
Yeah,
the clip
please,
from the
Swapnil.
beginning instead of in between somewhere? Yes, Swapnil is present. There you go.
Predominantly, my whole journey has kind of been on my own, where I have had to travel on my own without a coach, without a physio, and I think those things make a huge difference in playing at the best level consistently, because a lot of other players and their countries kind of send them with a coach, send them with a physio.
सब बहुत ज़्यादा ओलंपिक से पहले हार्ड वर्क कर रहे थे, तो उस टाइम पे मतलब मेरे पापा भी चले गए, तो वो टाइम पे ये था कि बहुत ज़्यादा मेरे लिए भी डिफ़िकल्ट था। तो मैंने चॉइस किया था कि मुझे टीम बहुत ज़्यादा हार्ड वर्क कर रही है, तो टीम के साथ रहना है और खेलने जाना है। तो वो टाइम ये था कि मेरा ओलंपिक भी मिस हो सकता था।
The one important thing to win medals in all sports and Olympics is all sports should be supported equally, because whenever after Olympics the sports which won medal there, they get the highlight and it's all been showing there and the full support has been given there. But what about the other sports? That has to be given the same support to win medal in the next Olympics.
The culture is developing in India, but the thing is there is some kind of difference in some sports and the other sports. Like in shooting, I would give you an example that we have plenty of very good shooters in our country, But then when they are not in the team, in the seniors, when they are not in the team, they are not supported, they do not have the financial stability and everything. And because of which the job offers and everything, they do not have that. Because of which eventually they have to leave the sport, even if they are good.
We have academies which actually focus on picking up young talent at a grassroots level and making champions out of them. So we have examples in archery, football, hockey, athletics, and sport climbing now. So in archery particularly, we have not only groomed somebody at the national level, but we've also created world champions. We have Deepika, we have Komlika, who's now the world youth champion. Everything of this makes us proud.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Manubhakar, yes, as you said, pointed out that all the sports does not get that equal opportunity. And that's what it was about in this conclave. The platform were given to these athletes to voice their views. So that was great.
The conclave for me is a place. I mean, in general, I'm saying if there's a conclave, I would like it to be a panel discussion, because then a lot of things come out where each of us somewhere can contribute. For example, what Manu said, that somebody who hasn't really done well or probably is still in the fringes, hasn't won something big, but is good. We as people who cover sports, probably we can follow that person's story, we can bring that person's struggles, and that's how all of us can contribute a little to this whole sports fraternity and make India a sporting nation in our own way.
Absolutely. And we hope, and I am personally very much excited to see the videos today, because yes, that day we did not get to enjoy the whole show. We are running here and there, but yes, I'm very excited, and we have a lot.
Let me ask you, what has been your best moment?
For me,
the Neeraj
Our host.
Yes, Rohan, come on. Rohan, let me tell you this, Debashish, before the conclave began, Rohan was like, what are my responsibilities? He understood his responsibilities and he's like, when will I be free? I was like, why is he asking when will he be free? He said, can I be free during the Neeraj Chopra session? I said, okay. And I saw he was there. He was writing notes, like he was taking notes. So now reveal a little about what is this Neeraj Chopra obsession, Rohan.
I've always seen Indian athletes not getting the medals at the highest level, and he has shown that Indian athletes can also do that. I'm a big fanboy of Neeraj Chopra right now, and I was really hoping to get. I was really excited for the Neeraj Chopra session very much, and that moment that he said that I think we will put an end to that 90 meters question this year, and he said that with a smile. And at that level, you can say that big statement with a smile. That shows how confident he is, and he's at the top of his game, and he knows that's not overconfidence, that's confidence. With that smile, that humility he has, he's such a big athlete, but he was waiting for that. That we had that technical glitch at the start of the session. He was waiting there for 20-25 minutes. That's the humility he has.
Nikat and Neeraj were fantastic. Not only with what they said, but they were there, and with Neeraj, Debashish, from day one I have seen he has that body language that he's very confident. He knows he's going to do something big. That is lovely.
Apart from being the sports star he is, what I like about Neeraj is that he's very honest. He's a very straightforward guy. See, he have been
Absolutely.
Time and again. He has no qualms in admitting that he is very good in speaking Hindi rather than English. So if he is asked a question in English, he's straightforward. Means taking the permission of the question and can he answer it in Hindi. So that is what I like about Neeraj Chopra, because after achieving so much, he's so honest, so submissive. So that is what I. And if you
has that smile. That smile is a $1 million smile.
See, the best thing about a successful sportsman, like if you have the example of Sachin Tendulkar. See, they are all humble. You need to be humble. You need to be polite. So that's the trademark of a great sportsman. That is what I liked about Niraj, and the acceptance, the wide acceptance. See, why I like someone like a Sachin or a Saurav or a Niraj Chopra, because they are wide acceptance, because mm, they can get along with everyone and they can spot a smile every time. So,
Absolutely.
I
I
would.
think, sorry, yeah, Rohan?
No, go on.
You know, what I like about Neeraj, and I tend to like people, or I tend to like sports persons who are at the top and yet can admit that this is my weakness. You know, people say a lot about why you know, about me being friends with Mithali, or me knowing Mithali, or me being biased towards Mithali. But one of the reasons that I have always I have been able to admire as far as Mithali is concerned, she knows her strengths and weaknesses. The same thing, the reason I admire Neeraj Chopra is because he knows his strengths and weaknesses, and he's very open about it. There's no qualms in saying that there is a weakness. I mean, even if you're a great sports person, you will
everyone
of
has a
course have some
weakness.
weakness. And to accept
Yeah,
that, sorry,
yeah, go on.
yeah, and to accept that is such a wonderful thing, because then what happens when I am trying to when I'm listening to Anita Chopra, when I'm listening to Mithali, I'm feeling, yes, if they can do it, I can also do it. But if you keep saying that, oh, I'm great this way, I'm great that way, then I'm not at all reaching your level, because I will be thinking, yes, you're talented, you have done it, but it's not possible for me to do it, because I'm a normal, I'm a, you know, very ordinary person who has his or her strengths and weaknesses. So that's what makes, I think, great sports persons and sports persons different from each other. And that's where I loved also, you know, we are forgetting to mention Vinesh Fogart. I think I have the respect for Vinesh has gone twice, thrice up. The way she interacted, the way she spoke her heart
Absolutely.
out. It's difficult to do that. There could be a lot of adverse effects, but to have that courage to play on the front foot, not everybody has it.
And also, taking your career means
Absolutely.
that's the biggest sacrifice that a sportsman can make, because for the betterment of the future stars, for the upcoming stars, to
Absolutely.
put your career at stake, means they could have easily shied away from this
Yeah, they
controversy or
have got
from
medals and nobody was going to touch
yeah,
them.
and their popularity would
So
have still remained the
she
same.
told that it was their responsibility as the senior players to ensure that it doesn't happen to the upcoming stars.
How many
Upcoming
players
stars,
think
yes,
that
the
way?
future generations.
How many players think that way? It's all good to be a big player, but to think that, you know what, this will help the future generations.
Absolutely.
That's where, you know, a Mithali, that's where a Jhulan, that's where a Vinesh Fogart, that's where Sakshi Malik all stand up. And I love the way they acknowledge the fact that men wrestlers have come up with them, you know, have supported them, have been there with them. And also the appeal that it shouldn't be about wrestling, it shouldn't be about you know, that is what I said. My heartwarming moment was when I was seeing all the girls interacting with each other, and interacting in a way as if they are friends, you know, who have met at a party or a event. Say Deepika Kumari. I remember the moment Deepika walked in, you know, the way Joshna said, "Oh my God, you are here!" You know, it seemed like they have known each other. I'm sure they have crossed ways because they play in a lot of competitions together, practices. But to have that camaraderie is wonderful, you know. Probably you know, that also helps, because say for example, I remember in one of PV Sindhu's matches, we had seen Sania Mirza sitting there and applauding. It's always beautiful to see, you know, sports persons interacting with each other, supporting each other, and be like, you know, oh, you go get. And I'm not saying about women alone, it is not about women.
No,
I'm repeating again, you know. I love seeing. You tell me, how wonderful was it to see Rafael Nadal cry the way he did when Roger Federer retired, and all their lives they have been
I was just going to mention
pitted
that.
against each other.
Absolutely,
See
absolutely.
the respect that
And
Ronaldo has for Messi. You know, every time they meet, Ronaldo and Messi fans, we have a go at each other. Rohan and I have a go at each other all the time. But when
Ronaldo
Ronaldo and Messi
mentioned
meet each other, They go and hug each
Ronaldo
other.
mentioned Ronaldo mentioned that he wants to have a dinner with Lionel Messi after they both retire.
See, they will
And
go, and I
and,
remember
and if that
Messi.
happens, just think of the media. They won't have a peaceful dinner. They all will be covered with the media. Everyone.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's really heartwarming to see, and especially I find it if it's cross sports.
Yeah,
Badminton player supporting tennis player, or a squash player going and supporting archery. So it
absolutely.
was fantastic, and I think it was so good to have such all such athletes under one roof.
And get pictures with them.
Unfortunately, with all the running around, couldn't get pictures with all of them, but next conclave for sure.
Absolutely. And
Because they will be
wow.
a little more used to, right, Devashish? So we'll be, like Devashish is used to all the press conferences and practices. He's a legend in that. We will also become legends in conclaves.
And hopefully we can enjoy the meal the next time. We did not this time.
Yes, please.
And Devashish, coming to you, the Border Gavaskar Trophy is also up next, the fourth one, a very important one for the WTC
I
final
had
spot.
almost forgotten. It's like
Yeah,
WPL, conclave. Oh, there's Border Gavaskar.
absolutely. And we will surpass yesterday's record of 41 minutes already. And Devashish, before we end, your updates from the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the fourth test.
Yeah, obviously both the teams will be training today, and but then all the focus will be on the wicket. What is the wicket like? Whether it will be a rank turner, whether it will be a good sporting wicket, because depending on the wicket, Indians will whether because the news that I have is that Mohammad Siraj is going to be rested. It's part of the workload management. Mohammad Shami comes back in the side, so that's the only change that's as of now, because Shubman Gill is definitely going to be opening. He's going to get another chance. So KL Rahul sits out. That's the news from the Indian team. As far as the Australian team is concerned, obviously Pat Cummins won't be there. He has decided to stay beside his mother, who is suffering from breast
Yeah,
cancer. So Steve Smith gets another opportunity to lead the side. Australia will have their tails up after that win in indoor. So it's India who will have to carry all the catching to do. First, they need to win this test match to guarantee a place in the World Test Championship final, and obviously with lot of talks about the way the batters couldn't play the spin, that's the Australian spin trio. So it lot to watch out for. Lot to watch out for. Both teams will get more updates because our senior correspondent Atroda is in Ahmedabad. It's a huge
yeah,
occasion. First day of the test match with both the prime ministers Narendra Modi and Anthony Albanese being at the stadium. Obviously, a bit let down for spectators as well, because all the gates won't be open because of security reasons. So fans will be deprived. Because I was having a word with Rakesh Patel of Bharat Army, so he was saying that yeah, they are right now in Ahmedabad, where they couldn't get the tickets to be at the stadium to cheer the Indian team on day one. But then, having said that, let's all hope that India can bounce back. And because all we need is to ensure that spot in the final of World Test Championship.
absolutely.
Devashish,
We'll have
do you think the way, sorry Rohan, but Devashish, do you think the way Indian batters handle the spin trio is going to affect any of like the pitch? I mean, in the sense,
I think Tisha, Virat batted well, Rohit batted well, Pujara batted well in the second innings. It's not that Shreyas Iyer was very aggressive against the spinners. It's not that the wicket played a huge part in that test match. Means the test match ending in under on 3 days. What first
yeah,
session, third day. So every test match you won't get such kind of wicket. That was a rank
right.
turner, and as rightly ICC has declared it poor. That was a poor wicket. That was a poor wicket. Not what you let down the spectators, you let down the broadcasters, you let down the stakeholders. Means a test match, a 5-day test match ending in 2 days, and that was the case last time India played at this venue against England. The test match got over in 2 days. So hopefully we won't. Hopefully we don't see another test match like that. Who knows if India again lose the test match? Then they are ambition to be in that final of the World Test Championship will be gone.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Uh, Shubhan Chakraborty has a strong view on that. He says in the show also he said that yes, we when we go to New Zealand we don't get we can differentiate between the pitch and the field. I don't mind if it's a rank turner. Your thoughts on that, Trisha?
Absolutely, I don't mind it if it's a turner. But I don't mind if it turns from day one. I don't mind it at all. But my only point is it cannot turn and as well as have a uneven bounce. It can't be full of rough patches from day one. Turning or turning shouldn't be a problem. We all know that Australians or English batters will always crib about turning because in their mind, seaming and swinging, swinging pitch is what is the correct pitch. While I don't agree with it, but I also don't agree with the fact that it will turn absolutely square from day one. It can
Yeah.
turn. It should turn because that's what
See,
subcontinent is
what
about.
happens, there's a thin line between a rank turner and a turner. No
Exactly.
problem whatsoever if the ball turns from day one. But the manner in which the ball was turning square on
Exactly.
from first, even sixth over. If I remember, indoor test match, the first spinner was brought in to attack in the sixth over
Yes.
itself.
Yes.
And it,
Absolutely.
and it
Absolutely.
turned completely square on. Means that's the reason Rohit went for that aggressive shot. But then the thing is that ideally a good sporting wicket should be first couple of days should favor the batters. From third day, it will have spin and turn. So this is all of. But then now with lot of stake at that World Test Championship final, obviously India. I don't know. I for one won't be surprised if it's another rank turner at Ahmedabad.
And we just
And
hope it
Ahmedabad
doesn't
was a
backfire.
rank turner last time also, so I don't think
Yes,
it'll be
England
surprising. But
2 days the match got over
yes,
against
but
England.
you know what? If it's a rank turner, then basically there is a lot of stress on the toss. Toss
Absolutely,
becomes very important. And
absolutely. And
rank turner is not a sporting wicket. Turner is.
yes, that is what I was trying to say, Rohan, because it's a thin line. Thin line.
Rohan
You
is
can have,
texting
there's
me
no
that
problem.
we need to end the show. It's 47 minutes.
Yeah, there's no problem in having a turner. Ball turning
Exactly.
from day one,
Exactly.
no problem. But the manner in which and a few balls getting low, bouncing, that,
That can't happen from day one.
that cannot
That
happen
can't
from day
happen
one.
from day one.
Absolutely.
Please,
And we
Rohan, we
just
will allow you to end the show. Please. Please do.
no, we just hope that the pitch doesn't backfire to India, and we will have coverage from the ground by Atra Mukhopadhyay from there. And we had a massive chat. Yes, we enjoyed the show. I think the viewers also enjoyed the show. We can
Minutes
go
are
on
left,
for
Rohan.
long.
Let it, make it 50 minutes. Only 2 minutes are left.
Yes, come on, Rohan.
It's
Be
a, it's a
57 minutes
milestone.
good.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
do
My
it.
charge
Devashish.
is going.
Absolutely.
My laptop's charge is going fast. 2 minutes.
Devashish, you end the show today talking about the Border Gavaskar Trophy, whatever you like. Go.
Whatever I like. What is this?
Do you think Shubman Gill will have a extra pressure on this because the
No,
last
no,
day he got a chance but he did not.
Come
no.
on, Rohan. It was just 2 innings, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and secondly, you know what? He didn't go on to score a 50. I agree, or 100, but he got starts. It's not like I'm sorry to say this, but in this series, KL Rahul has looked like he's not he does not belong there. Unlike Shubman Gill, Shubman Gill
Yeah.
looked like someone who belongs there, needs to convert the starts. That's a different problem
Absolutely.
altogether.
And the pitch was not playable at all because nobody got one.
All we would be hoping for as fans, 1200 days. Virat Kohli is without 100 test 100.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
2019
what
Indian Gardens Spring Ball Test where he got his last test 100. So come on, so you are the number one batter, if not the best, one of the best, one of the top three batters to be carrying forward the Indian batting for so long. To be missing out on 100 for such a long period, obviously one would hope that he gets on to that magic figure, the 3-figure milestone.
And it is not only about missing out. The thing is, he is batting well but missing out. That's the
Yes.
more worrying part. If he was not batting well, he's out of form. He's missing out on a century, not a big deal. But he is batting well. In the first innings, Rohan, you and I were continuously discussing in WhatsApp how well he is batting that, or how well he is facing spin. But he didn't go on to make a big contribution. That is the worrying part for me.
And the shot that led to his downfall was the cross-batted shot. Until that shot, he was playing with straight bat, vertical bat.
In both the innings.
Yeah, in both the innings. But you cannot see. This is what, again, that same thing. If there's a doubt in the minds of the batter how to play the spinners on a rank turner on a very poor wicket, there is always the doubts in the minds of the batters whether to go straight, whether to come forward, in the back. So that is what does.
Even if you see the Jadeja dismissal, he got an escaped the LBW with the nick, but the next ball also
that shot was poor. That was uncalled for.
Yeah, that was absolutely.
The silly mid-off was placed because of that aerial shot, and they tried to play that attacking shot and gave the straight to his hand.
The problem, I don't know. I mean, this is completely my opinion. I just feel that in chasing a result in test matches, at times now the batters of this era have forgotten that patience is important. Batters, bowlers, both. That you will get bad balls. You have to be a little more patient.
Absolutely.
That's
and time was not running out. Jadeja had all the time in the world. He would have got many more dollies if he had been.
Exactly.
We didn't put any pressure on the Australian bowlers at all.
Okay, we just hope we just pick all the wrong mistakes from the third test and do it correctly in this one. We hope the pitch is favorable for the match to go on and India gets a win and
we want a turner. I want a turner.
Okay, you want a turner, but not so much very
not the wicket that was
ranked turner.
on offer at Indore.
Not a ranked turner, but a turner. Yes, we'll have a turner.
Best chance to beat Australia lies in a spinning wicket, a turning track.
Okay, absolutely. And I guess we can end it now, guys. In 8 minutes.
There is no question.
And for the viewers, in 8 minutes, we have the first promo coming up at 11 a.m. and we have the promos from each and every session today coming up. So do watch our social media platforms and our website. We have lots in store, and tomorrow the entire broadcast of the conclaves. We'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you.
Today evening there is a pre-match.
Today evening,
Trisha is next to you, and you are forgetting WPL.
Come on.
No, Trisha will be back with the WPL preview and a review.
Delhi Capitals against UP Warriors. I am looking forward to Delhi Capitals.
UP Warriors.
Jemima.
There is a rivalry again. UP Warriors, Delhi Capitals.
Okay. Thank you for joining. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Rohan. Thank you, Devashish.
Thank you, Chopnil, for.
And if